Shelter as a key to wilderness survival. Fancy an ongoing collection of resources, reports, free courses about bushcraft and wilderness survival to avoid getting caught out in an emergency. Too easy. Just take a quick moment to subscribe and click the bell icon and you will never miss out again. Okay, in this video we are going to look at shelters as a key to survival. In a wilderness survival situation, many people worry too much about food, water and fire, when they should be thinking about shelter. Most people can probably live for a month or more without food, although you might get a little hungry in the process. Water is certainly very important, but unless you are in the blazing hot desert, you can still live for several days without it. Fire is also very nice and pleasant, but if you have a good shelter, you can do without it. When it comes to things that will help you survive in the wilderness, shelter is second in importance only to a person's attitude. Fear and panic are your biggest enemies in a wilderness survival situation. If you can keep your head calm, maintain an attitude of curiosity about your surroundings, rather than feeling like they are your enemy, you will probably do all right. The key is being in harmony with nature, rather than acting as if it were your enemy. Now, let's take a look at shelter. Shelters are quite easy to build using the available materials at hand. Shelters do not need to be elaborate. They only need to be well insulated to keep you warm and, hopefully, dry if it should happen to rain. Shelters can be made with just about anything you find in the woods. Dry leaves, sticks, branches, pine boughs. All of these are usually readily available and they are great for building a temporary debris hut. A debris hut is probably the easiest kind of shelter to build. The trick is to make it just the right size. You want to build a debris hut that is big enough so that you can fit in comfortably, but small enough so that there won't be a lot of empty, cold air surrounding you. The way to start building a debris hut is to start by making a framework out of larger branches, over which you can then place a layer of smaller branches. The ideal situation would be if you could find a tree branch that was about 8 feet long, and a tree stump that was about 2 or 3 feet tall. You could lean a tree branch on top of the stump so that the large end of the branch was on top of the stump in the small and was on the ground. The stump would be the entrance to your shelter, and the foot of your debris hut would be where the tree branch touched the ground. The next thing to do is use smaller branches to lay a framework in the shape of an A on both sides of the tree branch. Now it's time to start piling up leaves. Use pine boughs, ferns, or whatever is handy. The more insulation you have, the better. 2 or 3 feet is not too thick. If it's going to turn cold at night, you will need plenty of insulation to retain your natural warmth while keeping out the cold. This valuable knowledge of how to make wilderness shelter using the debris hut method will, hopefully, give you the added confidence you may need so you will remain calm and not panic in case you should ever find yourself in a genuine wilderness survival situation. Thanks for watching.